Alright, let's look at question number 7 for critical reasoning. Okay, so first what we'll do is we'll go to the argument. So let's read the argument loud. Okay, slowly and steadily what you have to ensure is that argument is going to be the key. If you understand the argument very clearly, okay, so if you understand the conclusion, then only you will be able to come to know that whether you have to strengthen the argument, weaken the argument, what exactly you have to do. Okay, so let's look at the argument. Fast food restaurants make up 45% of all restaurants in Kant area. Okay, so fast food restaurants make up 45%. So in Kant area, out of all the restaurants that are there, fast food restaurants cover up 45%. Okay, customers at these restaurants tend to be young. In fact, studies have shown that the older people get, the less likely they are to eat in fast food restaurants. Okay, so usually in fast food restaurants, what they are trying to say is all the customers that are there, they are usually young. And studies have suggested that as your age increases, as people grow up, their tendency to eat in fast food restaurants decreases. Okay, now since the average age of the Canadian population is gradually rising, now what they are talking about, they are talking about the Canadian population which is gradually rising. Okay, people are growing older and will continue to do so. The number of fast food restaurants is likely to decrease. Okay, so here they are talking about two different scenarios. Okay, firstly they are saying that at Canadian, 45% of all the restaurants are fast food restaurants and customers at these restaurants are always young. Okay, and in fact studies have also showed that as you grow up, your tendency decreases of eating in a fast food restaurant. Now since the average age of Canadian population, now coming to the Canadian population, the average age of the people is gradually rising and it will continue to do so. Okay, so the number of fast food restaurants is likely to decrease. So the number that is there is that will decrease. Now what you have to figure out it, let's read the question. Which of the following, if true, most seriously weakens the argument? Okay, now you have to weaken the argument which is given here. Now what does the argument say? That since the average population of Canada is increasing, age of the population, it will continue to rise, the number of fast food restaurants is likely to decrease. So you have to negate that. That means you have to find out a question, find out an answer which says that even if the population is rising, the number of fast food restaurants will not decrease. Okay, that is something that you have to figure out. Why? Because you have to negate the argument or you have to weaken the argument which is given here. So the fast food restaurants are not going to decrease is something that you have to figure out. Okay, let's go to the options. Fast food restaurants in Canada are getting bigger, so each one can serve more customers. No, so it is not in relation. It is not telling me that fast food restaurants are likely going to increase. Okay, so you have to figure out that option. Next one, A is not the correct answer. Some older people eat at fast food restaurants more frequently than the average young person. Okay, so that doesn't mean that the fast food restaurants are likely going to increase. Okay, so again it is not giving an answer to my question. Okay, next one, C. Many people who rarely eat in fast food restaurants nevertheless eat regularly in restaurants. So here you are comparing with people eating in fast food restaurants than people eating in normal restaurants. We are not here to compare. The argument is not talking about comparison to other restaurants. Okay, so again this is mere comparison which we don't need. So C option is eliminated. Next one, option number D. The overall population of Canada is growing steadily. So the overall population of Canada is growing steadily. That means if overall population is growing, so the people who are ideally at the young age will also grow. How will the population grow? When usually new people are born, that is how the population is going to grow. So if the overall population of Canada is growing, that means the younger population is increasing, the fast food restaurants are going to gradually increase and not decline. Okay, so here comes our answer. Which of the following, if true, most seriously weakens the argument? So D option will weaken the argument. Why? Because it says that overall population of Canada is steadily growing. That means younger population is growing. That means more fast food restaurants will be there and fast food restaurants will not decrease. The number of fast food restaurants is not going to decrease. Let's also look at the E option. As the population of Canada gets older, more people are eating at home. Okay, so that doesn't mean, we are talking about just the number of fast food restaurants and it has to increase. So D option is the only option which tells us that, you know, as the population increases, the number of fast food restaurants are not going to decrease. Okay, they are going to increase, which is in contrast to whatever is being said in the argument. So the correct answer is option number D.